Well, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to
The
Talk
postcard.
The postcard. Welcome back to the postcard. I mean, after 3 episodes, we should
I should know that it's a
podcast.
Well,
But yeah, welcome back to episode number 3.
Yay.
Ooh.
What do we got? 3? Oh, 3 for our American friends.
Those 2 viewers that might be from the US.
Maybe.
Just in case you're watching.
You never know.
Well,
what's happening? It's almost a Christmas. And I wanted to say that because you have quite a jungle there behind you, and I have 2 plants. And
true.
I'm not on your level, so I prepared something. Give me a second.
Oh, what's happening now? I'm very interested. Woo! Oh, nice. That is so nice. Oh, you see, you're winning. You are winning now. Yeah. You're winning live.
That is my Christmas tree, not decorated. Ooh. And by the time you see this video, it's probably still not decorated. So yeah, enjoy.
That is fine. But the thing is, at least one of us is a bit in the Christmas decoration mood, even though it's not a non-decorated Christmas tree.
Call that little.
Oh yeah, it's kind of tilted.
Anyway, describes my life.
I love it.
So, yeah, fits very well.
I have no decoration whatsoever. Although I have one tiny piece of decoration, but I'm not the biggest fan. Oh, it's too far away. It's a little bit of a little white porcelain Christmas tree. Very plain, very minimalistic. This one,
I got it for free.
The tree? Got the tree
plastic. The whole
at least
discussion
you can reuse it.
Yeah, that's it. Reuse it or gift it after Christmas to someone.
I honestly think that's a good thing because, those trees, the real Christmas trees, they get only just you only use them for a season and then you throw them out. And then of course, maybe they I think I do that in Germany. They gift them to the zoos for the elephant, but then they cannot do this all the time because people spray their trees or they have some decorations in it. So they can't I heard the last couple of years, they couldn't really use those trees because people have been spraying them with chemical stuff. So
I bought a weird tree in Australia once and it was full of spiders and bugs. So that wasn't really nice.
And you had mess everywhere, didn't you?
Oh my God, that was a pain. And I didn't have a Christmas tree since then. So yeah, here it is. I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love it too. Mm-hmm. And look at your background. It's all
finally
full of love now.
Yes, finally, but a bit of Christmas spirit. It's Christmas.
I love it.
My God.
And you know what I love too, and people might be confused, it's actually not dark on your end. We finally managed to record quite early for you too.
I know.
So what time is it at yours now? It's 9:44 a.m. for me.
It's 7:45 p.m. on a Saturday night, and I do what I do best: stay at home.
Yeah. Same.
Right.
Well, at least you're being productive and you're recording a podcast, which is more than other people can say. So at least you.
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess.
Good. That's not too bad.
So nice. What's been happening? Christmas. You said last time you had to. I think you do Kris Kringle with your family. Did you buy the present yet?
Yeah. Oof.
No.
I still haven't, and it's really bad because my mom will be watching this episode. No, but I have a plan to actually go shopping next week. I would tell you what I want to buy, but I'll tell you that in private because my mom will be watching.
Just don't tell her that it's online yet, Mom. Don't watch this one. Thanks.
No, but by the time this episode will be up, I surely have gotten something. I know what I'm getting.
You should.
I just have to buy it. I should.
Because then it's Christmas.
No. Do you guys don't do Secret Santa on your place, huh? With your partner and your people don't know you're sharing your place with a friend.
Yes, we have a housemate. And no, I don't think they think about Christmas presents. So that's all right. I got something little for them, and they're probably not going to watch this episode before Christmas or ever. Who knows? So
whoever
that's fine. I do have 2 presents for you guys, so 1 present each. So just saying.
That's so nice. But we gifted each other already something, didn't we?
We did. It's downstairs. But
Same
we
for me.
gifted each other a really nice book that we saw on Instagram. And it's about what? Self-development.
So, self-improvement, all that we preach. What's it called
Very
again? The mountain.
mountain.
The mountain is you. The mountain is you.
The mountain.
It's called The Mountain Is You.
The mountain is you. You're right.
Yes, it is.
It's supposed to be a really nice book. So yeah, we thought we're gonna give it a try. I think we're gonna read it just after Christmas, the week.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be easy to read. So
yes. And then we will talk about it. It will be quite interesting. It's not that lengthy, so I think we will manage to finish it in time.
Pages.
But so, it's me like who hasn't read a book in a year. It's like it will be easy to read.
Just audiobook it.
But actually, it's on my New Year's resolutions list to read at least 10 books. It doesn't sound much for someone who's usually reading a lot, but I'm not reading at all. So I want to read 10 books next year. So this is going to be my first
New
one.
Year's resolutions, while we talk about it, the fitness influencer that I follow on Instagram, she's pretty cool. She said like don't do New Year's resolutions because most of them end up not like you're probably failing at them.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wait till the 1st or the 2nd because you might be tired from celebrating. You should start on, I don't know, the 28th or 29th, just to be like, I started last year and it just feels a tiny bit different. So yeah, I'm gonna try that.
I feel like a lot of people maybe put themselves under a lot of pressure with those resolutions. But for me, it always worked. Like last year, I kind of planned on taking care of my own personal health and visit a lot of doctors and all that stuff. So I feel like I've done this pretty well this year. But I really want to read 10 books. So this is going to be my first. And yes, as you said,
10. Did you say 10 books?
10 books.
Oh, yeah.
I want to read 10 books. And I do have 5 books here already I could read because I'm one of those people. I'm like, this is a nice book. I could read this sometime. And then I never read it.
I started another very nice book that's called Banish Your Inner Critic. And I think that's a book for everyone. It's amazing, but like there's a few little tasks in there as well that you have to do. So, you're not going to read the book within 2 days. But yeah, I think that's a really great book as well. So maybe once we finish with one book, we can put that on your list and then become your new book club, guys.
Awesome. Love that. My friend had told me about a book that I thought was quite interesting. I forgot the title. It was something about power, but not the book that you probably think of now because I have that one here. But it's about how like they're changing roles in society. So that book is set in a world where women are in power, where women are ruling the world. And it kind of shows you like for a minute, everything changes. Yes. But then it's bad as well. Like it can't describe it, but the whole meaning of the book is that we have to be equal. It doesn't matter if men are ruling the world or women. At the end, we have to be equal because even if women are ruling the world, things are not going to be equal. And we have other issues that I think at one point women are raping men and all that stuff is happening. It's a really interesting story and I wanted to read it. It kind of is changing how society is playing at the moment. So I thought it would be a great book too. I forgot the title.
I just looked it up and I think it's only like, it's really just called The Power.
Maybe it's just called The Power, yes. Yeah. And my friend has it at home and I thought like, oh wow, I really want to read it. So that's been on my list, but yeah.
What other New Year's resolutions did you have last year? Well, this year, whatever, 2021.
I think I didn't have any other than really just focusing on my health because in Australia, when I used to live in Australia, all my money went towards visas and studying costs and everything. And since I wasn't on a permanent visa, I was on a temporary visa, I couldn't really afford healthcare. Sounds really stupid, but it's what it is. I had my...
And it's also really expensive here.
Yes, it's very expensive. Like in Germany, we have like it's not free, but like everyone is covered by healthcare through their job. But like in Australia, you have to get like private healthcare. And especially if you're on a temporary visa, you have to pay for it monthly. Yeah. And I had the basic cover. But like things like going to the gynecologist and get like an ultrasound or whatever. These are extra costs, and I couldn't afford it. So I didn't do those things, even though every time I went to Germany, I would get my, pap smear and everything.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get like my blood tested and all those things. So I've done this, and I'm very happy. I actually checked all boxes that I set for myself. So
Great.
did you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Take more time for myself. What a joke.
Which you're still working on?
Yeah, well, it's not 2022 yet. Probably starting the business. I think it was one as well.
Oh yeah.
I think those were the two main ones, and one worked out, and the other one is still a work in progress. Probably always is.
Just about when you said this, on my clock it said 11:11. We're kind of believing in this whole numerology thing, and like when you said like, oh, I want to start a business and everything, I looked up to check the recording.
I was like 11:11. It's
11:11.
What are you talking about? But like your recording.
No, it said like 11:11 on my recording. You said that, so I was like, wow, yeah, you true. That's the biggest goal you set for yourself.
Yes.
But even taking the time for yourself, and that's why we wanted to create this podcast. It's even for Tina as well, to have this 1 hour of just free brain space. No, honestly, you're laughing, but I think it's so important for you. And even if it just has 10 viewers or whatever, or like one listener on Spotify, I don't care, because I think it's really good for me. I know that, but I want this primarily to be really good for you.
Oh, thank you.
Like a very
Look at you.
good space for you. I want that for you.
I mean, I can dive right in. That's, I guess, something in general, we can just talk about, but something that's been really, it's been a main thing, especially in the last few weeks, but this week as well. Self-care, taking time for yourself, but finding time. And at the moment, and I'm grateful for my life, I have a job, I'm doing this business, and I'm healthy. But it's been like, I've been lately just like ticking the boxes, like everything is on a to-do list. So even self-care has become a thing on my to-do list. And like, at the end of the day, if I have time, it's like, okay, you need to sit down now. You need to read a book, or I don't know, do some stretching, do a workout. And workout, I guess, of course, it makes you feel better. But all those other things, it's like, oh, you need to call a friend now. You need to
record a podcast.
On the phone. Like, you need to record a podcast. And even though all those things are a lot of fun, but
stress
in that moment they're fun. But before, when you think about it, like, oh, okay, tonight I need to do this. Tonight I need, and that's on the list as well. It's been so exhausting, and I've been struggling, and you know that. And that's why I think it's good to talk about it. But also, because on Instagram. So my Instagram is mainly, I would say, fitness and finance. Yes, fitness and finance. And, side hustle, income, all those things related to it. And you see a lot of mainly men, now that I think about it.
It's very true.
I was like, you need to work hard, you need to hustle. And look, they're all right. And I guess they made it as well. A lot of them made it. And they know what they're talking about it.
Do they really make it?
Well, some of them that I followed, they did. But it's like, what did you do to become so successful, or have a, thriving business, or whatever it is? And it's just like, you need to work hard, and, you wake up early and you work out and you do all those things. And I'm like, why does no one ever talk about how important sleep is? You need to freaking
boundaries
get some sleep and put in some boundaries, because you won't be able to wake up early. When your body is stressed, that workout is not necessarily going to help you. And then
it doesn't help you to achieve all the goals in a year, and then be like, burned out and needing to.
That's it. Yes. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just see no one, even today, and all those things that they say, and you need to be positive, and, if it's something that you want to do, you find time to do it, and all those things. But it's like,
but it's not
really?
true.
Like, did you guys never really sleep longer than 4 hours?
I don't know. It doesn't seem that way. But then it's once again like one rule doesn't fit all situation. And they just they just advertise as in, you can do this too. Like I get up at 3 a.m., I work out, and then I start my day, and then you feel like, oh, I have to do this too. But then it's different for everyone else. And I think mostly for you, and that should be your main resolution for next year, is setting boundaries, find that free space, and find things that actually make you happy, as in talking to your friends, recording a podcast. This is supposed to be something that you're excited to do, and not like one
enjoy
thing
doing those things.
Not just a thing. Happiness should never be a thing you're ticking off your to-do list. Like, let this be statement of this podcast.
A statement of, happiness is not a to-do list.
It's like should not be a checkpoint on your little to-do list. It should be after, like, your to-do list should just be like your errands you're running with a week, month, year, whatever. And happiness should not be on the to-do list. Boundaries, rest, sleep should not be on your to-do list. It should just come naturally.
Yes.
And obviously we're sometimes in situations where happiness is not a given, maybe because we're in compromising situations, or like you always tell me, like, of course your family, friends are not close by, so it's hard for you sometimes. I get it, but then you have to like make space for enjoyment.
You do. And that's, I guess that's the tricky part, that like to talk to my family and friends, there's only that small window in a day. And actually mostly on the weekends, I mean, we send each other messages, but like, I mean, my mom or whatever, everyone else, like, you're working during the week, and you maybe don't work from home. So, you can't just call me when it's evening here. So then, it's on the weekend. And then you have like this list of 5 people you need to call. And it's like, need to call, even though you want to speak to them, you want to know what's going on. And it's also really rewarding talking to them. Of course it is, but it's like, okay, so who am I going to speak to this weekend? And like, I guess in a normal situation, you can just call your friend in your lunch break really quick, or your friend can come over and give you a hand, or, when you walk the dog, your friend can join, or you join your friend. So I guess that makes it just a tiny bit harder. And I don't want to complain too much, because
no,
it is rewarding as well.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it's hard to see that in that moment. And I think it just takes a lot of also self-improvement and setting boundaries. And it's a lot of work though.
And you need to regain your energy first, though, because I am in the opposite position where I have the people next door, kind of. But then there's moments where I'm just tired and overwhelmed, and I cannot get in touch with everyone. I have so many friends I could talk to every day, yes, but I have no energy to do that, because I cannot. And those are my boundaries. And then I rather regain my energy and don't talk to anyone for a week, or like we said last week, I'd rather be having this introverted day where I'm like, don't talk to me, instead of forcing myself to do it, forcing myself to meet up, forcing myself to call people. That's another thing, because it seems for you to be like on a thing on your to-do list, it's like you need to call that person now because you want to, but like you have to feel like you want to as well. Does that make sense?
No, of course. And I do. And I know that's what I'm saying. I know at the end of the day, I enjoy, of course, talking to those people. Those are my friends and my family, like, But
you're exhausted as well. Then the talks on the phone, they go like until what, like with the time difference and everything.
And you don't just talk for 10 minutes. You talk for hours, very long time. Yes.
And then it's like, what, midnight? It's 1 a.m. And then I always get a message from you saying, oh, I wanted to go to bed at like 10 p.m. Now it's like 1 a.m. again. Yes, you appreciate having that nice conversation with your close friend, but then you're tired again. So you wake up tired again. So,
but then the thing is like and that's where I'm at right now, like where do I set the boundaries? Because I feel,
I was just thinking that too.
At the moment, it's not that I'm bullshitting all day. It's where do I set the boundary? Like I don't, like, those are all priorities in my life, and it's like, where do you set a boundary?
I think one might say, oh yeah, just schedule those calls a bit earlier so you get to bed earlier, but then people forget it's like a 10-hour time difference from Australia to Europe, and it's quite tricky, like we talked about it, like it's 10 a.m. for me now, it's 8 p.m. for Tina, so like during the week people are working and everything, so it's always really hard to meet halfway. So where do you set boundaries? But like, and I tell you this all the time, and I'm trying to learn this too more and more, put yourself first. You are first. I get it. Like you want to be in touch with your friends and your mom and your dad, your grandma, everyone, but like you come first, and rather cancel call and sleep than.
And everyone is understanding as well.
Of
like
course,
if you
they
tell
all
your
love you.
people,
So
like,
no one
you
is
know,
going to. Yeah, no one is going to be
just-
offended. They all love you.
I just
But maybe
thought
that's the boundary.
Yeah, maybe that is. But maybe I have to start posting on Instagram and be like, you know what? You can hustle as hard as you want to, but get some freaking sleep. Because
rather get some sleep first and then hustle.
Yes.
No one can be successful without sleep. Like honestly, like if you tell me otherwise, you're lying. Like
I
if
saw
you don't
something
get the
from
rest.
Elon Musk the other day, and actually he was the very first one who said like, yeah, he sleeps around 6 hours or so. And he always tries to get at least 6 hours of sleep, because he said he's not going to be productive throughout the day with just, I don't know, 4 hours of sleep. He's like, I'm still
6
productive.
hours going to kill me already.
But not on that high level that he's,
enough.
productive with 6 hours of sleep. So
yeah,
I'm the new Elon Musk here. No,
please don't. I find him very creepy, but I get his vision. I know his statement is making sense. Although 6 hours would
I'm not going to go
be
to
close
space.
as enough.
No worries.
But yeah, no, that's definitely, let this be a New Year's resolution, setting, not just setting boundaries, but setting the right boundaries.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
Put yourself first. It's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. I did have some conversations this last year about that, or last 2 years, when when you kind of set up a date with a friend, you want to meet up, and then it's just like an hour, 2 or 3 hours before, you're like, I don't feel like meeting up today. And I talked to a couple friends, and some people are like, they rather have you lying. They rather have you like canceling because you feel sick or whatever. They rather have you lying than telling the truth, than being like, look, I don't feel like it today.
Yeah, and because they might take it personal.
They might take it personal, but it has nothing to do with you. If I cancel and say I don't feel like, it doesn't mean like I don't feel like seeing you today. I just don't feel like meeting someone today. I just feel like I want to be by myself, and that's just it should be a normal accepted excuse.
100%.
Instead of
because
like,
I rather have you
yourself.
telling me the truth, that you know what, like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it today, than being like, oh, I'm sick, and then finding out later on that you're not feeling well. Like, I
had multiple occasions where I canceled parties, events, whatsoever, and I said the truth. It's like, look, I don't feel like it today. I don't want to force myself coming, because I won't be enjoying it as much as I would if I would really want to go. And then I wouldn't get a response, or it would be like, as a response. I'm like, well, I'm telling you the truth. I could have just canceled and be like, oh, I'm so sick, I'm so sorry. Then I would be like, oh God, sorry, I feel better. But I rather, like, most of my friends do understand, and they're on the same level, and be like, oh yeah, true, take your time. But like, I find this quite tricky too. And that's the thing. I don't want to force myself doing something because I made those plans. Because although I know it will be fun, it will be nice and everything, but I don't feel like it today. I want to put myself first, and only if I feel like it, I feel up to it, I'm going to meet you. And obviously, 99% of the time, I will feel like it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, all good. Sorry. Also, it sometimes also depends on what the other person, like, maybe they went out of their way to make time for you. But then, I mean, two things can happen. They, they're annoyed that they made time for you, and, now you say, no, I can't meet you. Or they're actually very happy because now they have time for themselves, or they might have not felt like meeting you. And it's not you personally, it's just in general going out, meeting someone. And they might be super happy that you took the initiative and said, hey, not feeling like it today.
I had it on multiple occasions where people be like, oh yeah, look, I didn't feel it too today. Perfect. And it's mostly people that are focused on self-care too. Mostly the ones that are focused on healing themselves and taking care of themselves are the ones that are most understanding when I cancel plans. They're like, oh yeah, true, take your time. I get it. I completely get it. I'm the same. It's not like I'm always canceling. It's like just 1%
every damn time.
99% of the times I will show up and I love it. But there's this occasional 1% where like, I don't feel it. And I had people cancel on me too. And they were like, oh, I don't feel it. And I'm completely understanding, because I know how it is. And sometimes you just want to sit alone under your blanket, talk to no one, and then meet again, like, I don't know, next weekend. Yeah. And that should be completely acceptable.
Yes, 100%. Just wanted to say the same. But
so wow,
people be
that has been a very It has been a very deep start, but yeah, Tina, set
I
boundaries.
didn't want to go that deep right away, but here you have it.
No, but it's good. I mean, it's really important. As you said, you don't see this much online because people are just only sharing success and you need to do this, this, and this. Same with like diets, different styles of diets. They're like,
Yeah.
you got to do this, this, and this, and you lose this amount of weight in like a short period of time. And everyone is different and everybody is different. And it's like, some people start now slowly being like, look, it doesn't apply to everyone. Once again, there's not this one rule fit all. It can't be. Like everyone is different mentally, physically. You can't apply one rule to everyone. But like not everyone talks about it. So you see this video, you see them being very successful, getting up at 3 a.m. and then you kind of assume, oh, that works for me too. Like, of course.
And you never know the people behind those people supporting them. And again,
yes,
it might not be everyone. There might be people out there who are just, thriving on 3 hours of sleep. Like, good on you. But
good on you. I'm jealous.
You don't know, like, that they have maybe a partner financially supporting them, or they had their whole family there taking care of their children, or whatever it is. So, maybe you did have, it was probably also hard. Like you're not going to put yourself out there and be like, oh my God, it was so easy, but I'm just going to tell you that it was super hard. But yeah, I just think sometimes people should just explain those moments more that were really hard, not just like it's hard. Yeah, that doesn't just mean you need to work 24/7, but like it's also hard to not
don't expect it to be easy.
That's it. Like, and just go, just explain those things a bit more. But anyway, that is just another thing on my to-do list. I'm going to just put that on my Instagram.
It should be on everyone's to-do list. Yeah. Put yourself first at any costs. Honestly, don't cut like, don't burn bridges that you actually need, but like put yourself first and then take care of others. Yeah. And I know this for a fact, the both of us, we put everyone else first, everyone else. And 100%. I've done this too in the last 2 years since I been single. I started focusing on myself. And now the last 2 years, I noticed how I put everyone else first, or I always used to. And now, like the last years, I'm like, I try to be the one that comes first. It's not easy. It's not something you just wake up to. No, but it's all about communication. I see, when I look at my past relationship, I see the patterns. I see where I've been wrong, where I should have been like, no, I don't want to do this now. I want to, like, just put yourself first. It's not easy. And it's like, once again, I don't want to sound like one of those Instagram videos that like, put yourself first. It's that easy. You can do this, this, and this on a TikTok. You got to do this, and got to be happy. That's like, obviously not. I mean, I'm still learning. I don't know.
When you cut the video, can you please put like something there? This, and this. Just put like this there. So that'd be great. Also, then if you're so stressed, like the whole time I'm thinking about how can I make my day, my processes with the business, whatever it is, more efficient, because we're Germans, we love efficiency, but you need time to figure out what processes, what you could change to be more efficient. But I'm having all those things in my head, and I'm like, I don't have time to explore them to be more efficient. But I know that, they would help me so much, but because there's so much else. Anyway, that's not.
But then, and that just reminds me of the very first episode, the very last section, you gotta ask for help sometimes, and you have so much to do. And I know I get it. It's like a two-person's business right now. It's just the two of you, and it's lots to do. And besides everything else that's on your to-do list, it's not just the business. Like for Tina, there's heaps on her list. But like, ask for help. Like, ask for someone else to take over. But who? Well.
And see, I know, but the other problem now. I know you're super helpful. You're super, super helpful. But first thing, so I mean, when it comes to graphic designing, all those things, you're the first person I asked. You also speak the language. It's not that I don't know anyone here, but my friends are their skills, or my family and their skills. So I know if I would be closer to them in Germany, I would know exactly who to ask. But here it's like, you have your friends, but who do you ask? Like,
But try to, you don't have to always ask friends or family for support. But when it comes to business, like, for example, this whole online marketing, social media, Instagram, I know for a fact it's a stress factor for you because, you know, you don't really like to do it much, but it's important for your business growth, no? Like, you could get a freelancer, you could get someone that's in uni. Like, I don't want to like exploit people. Well, you could get someone that wants to get some work experience that just takes care of like 1 or 2 social media posts a week, and he gets like a little bit of money for it. But then you want to save the money, so you want to do it yourself. I completely understand
And also,
it.
you don't want to
But
give
like
it up
sometimes,
yet. But yeah, I'm actually
no,
thinking about that,
definitely.
doing that.
Definitely, I completely get it because I'm just giving you the ideas, even though I know for a fact I would do it exactly the same. I would be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it all by myself because I'm like this too. I'm just thinking now from the outsider's perspective, would it make sense to invest my time and money into someone else that takes off one of those things on my to-do list?
100%. And I would probably tell you, do it. Go find someone. Yeah.
I can do this for you, by the way. I can be this for
I know.
I'm
like,
just saying,
you can be my uni student.
But I only know this because we talk about it at work as well. We have so much to do. And like sometimes we're like, for example, we have this client at work that is talking about soccer, a lot of British, like all the English league. And we're like 99% female in our team. Doesn't mean that we have no clue about soccer, but we don't. So it was really stressful for one of my colleagues. She's like, because she has to take care of all the social media marketing. And she's like, I don't know how to do it. How am I going to gain this knowledge? I mean, yes, I can read myself into it. I can try to do it all myself, but I don't know how. And she was stressed about it. At the end, we end up hiring now a freelancer in the UK whose only main sole purpose is to publish like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 Twitter posts each week. And it doesn't have to cost much. And he really likes it. It's like, you know, he's very ambitious about soccer. He's like very happy to do that. But it takes off.
And it's probably super easy for him to do all those things.
It's so easy for him. She doesn't have to do the research. She feels like weight has been lifted off her shoulders because she doesn't have to take care of it, and he's happy to do it, and he gets like a couple $100 for it a month. Like it's like sometimes it's maybe worth spending the money.
100%. Yes.
Just saying.
Like that
doesn't mean that this
time is precious.
To
go back probably to
time is precious.
So time is precious, and we shouldn't spend it stressing because that's not healthy. But I know those things. It's just like the theory is one thing. But
oh yeah, it's easier to like everyone is always like, write down everything that's stressing you out. Write down a list that's stressing you out. Like, I don't have time to write the list. But yeah, like write that list and then eliminate or see what you can eliminate by yourself, and then or see where you would have to get help to eliminate that. For another friend of mine.
And I don't want to be like her.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one of those friends I'm talking about. Like, no, but I'm sometimes, I'm trying to help everyone because some things do really, like I enjoy cleaning up. I enjoy helping you organize your apartment. And if I see people struggle organizing and I see that they've been struggling for years, like I can only offer my help so much. And if you don't take it, that's your problem. And then don't complain that things are piling up and you're stressed if you don't take the help that people offer you as well. Not saying you do that, but just in general.
Manager?
Yeah, I'm just saying there's some things, but like it's easy for me because I'm not as stressed in my life. I've been very balanced. It would be different if I would be in a different situation. I would be probably like, oh no, I agree to disagree. But I just think sometimes I notice it all the time in my circle of friends. I offer help and I see that they're struggling and they're just not taking it. And I get it at one point. But like, if I see you struggling with this for years, then I'm like, just goddamn, let me help you.
But why is that? Are people afraid? And I'm just trying to think of myself. Like for me, it's like at the moment, the help that I would need is like, oh, do I want to give it away? I prefer doing it myself. But with those other things, are people afraid, embarrassed to take on help? Well. Like what's going on there with us?
Maybe it's being too proud and then admitting that you failed at something, even though this is nowhere a failure. We have to we have to stop thinking just because we didn't achieve something, it automatically means you failed at it. No, you didn't fail just because you didn't tick that box on your to-do list. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means you couldn't get to it. And then it's fine if you ask someone else for help. But then, yeah, you're too proud. You might be stubborn sometimes. Like we all it's, I don't know. Everyone has to.
You want to be independent. You can do it yourself.
Be independent. You see, and then it always depends, once again, on your situation. If you have people around you where you know for a fact that if you ask them for help or if you take their support, it's not going to get as good as it would when you do it yourself.
But you never know. I mean, I guess if you would, like in my case,
depends on the situation.
Get someone more professional. I mean, obviously it's going to be much better than.
Like, just no, it doesn't even need to get someone professional, but yeah, like in your case, if it's like someone studying marketing and it just like wants to have like an internship whatsoever, doesn't need to be something crazy, but it always depends.
Put your resume in the comments.
Put your resume in the comments. You might get a new job. Why not? Like, why not?
Yeah.
There's all these, isn't that the platform that we use in Australia where people do like, what's it called again?
Airtasker.
Yes. Where people are just like doing little tasks for you, and surely you'll find someone that can help you. But it always depends. Like, once again, I can give an example. In my case, so in my job, like I need to get help sometimes from our external team that sits like in Asia, and there's a difference in quality though sometimes. So I'm hesitant to ask for help because the quality that I'm getting in return is just not meeting my expectations. So I end up fixing things. And then I'm like, okay, I'd rather stress myself and doing the extra work, extra hours instead of asking for help. Yeah. This is stupid as well because the client might not even, care as much. They might be happy with the result. It's just me. Yeah. It's my own quality that needs to be met. I don't know, that needs to change as well. Obviously that's something I need to work on.
But that's a great point. Like the person, the customer or whoever it is, they don't know any different.
No,
like if you just show them the end result and you don't show them like a comparison, just the end, that's here it is, here's a post, here's your marketing strategy, whatever it is, they're like, oh yeah, cool, thanks.
Yeah, and you didn't stress it. No one sees it. No one on Instagram is going to notice if like an intern, if like a freelancer has created your posts. But you're the only one that knows. Yeah, you know. But you know what, Tina? It's just one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
One thing less to worry about. Sorry, let me phrase that again.
2022, I'm trying to give up more of my work.
Yeah, and set the boundaries. Wow. We already could finish this episode now.
That was not expected. No. Oh,
it was
happened there?
Not even planned. We're trying to structure our episodes, but this has not been planned, and I loved it. It's
Talk the thought.
Yeah, exactly. And you just let it all out, and what like great conversation.
And I didn't cry.
Awesome.
Hello.
You did cry. I mean, that's good. And even if it's totally fine to cry.
Yeah,
it always feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah, like
we both notice every time we cry, it actually feels good after. It's just
sometimes I do tell people, like, have you, like after a certain situation or whatever, if something is stressing them out, I'm like, have you cried yet? No. I'm like, well, go cry. You feel so much better afterwards.
Yeah, it's just all emotions pile up, and if we don't let them come out at one point, they just will pile up until you're exploding, and then just you might hit rock bottom really hard. And that's just try to avoid that. But yeah, wow. I
can't wait what our 100 questions to live your best and bravest life. I don't know, I feel like it's just going to be super fitting today, but we're not going to be there yet. We're going to talk about other things. Let's go back to Christmas. Sorry, you had your Christmas party this week?
Oh yeah, true.
How was that?
I'm like so emotionally involved right now that I'm not ready.
Okay, let's have a cry.
No, let's just cry. No, so yes, I had my office Christmas party on Tuesday, and we're a very small team, and due to COVID regulations, there's not much we can do. Usually on Christmas,
but you haven't seen each other really all together for a long time or ever?
I haven't seen one of my colleagues in a year, and he's living like 3 hours away from Berlin. But the thing is, our whole company we're like 100 people, but they're all sitting mostly in Asia. And usually for Christmas, we would all meet up somewhere in Asia.
Nice.
But since I've started this company, which is since the beginning of COVID, I've just not been able to meet any one of my colleagues in Asia. So we're just our small German entity, which is like consists of like us five.
Yeah.
Us five, wasn't that a boy band? Maria. So we are this small group, and we organized like a little escape game to go to. It was really nice. I don't know, you've been to a couple yourself, didn't you?
Escape game, exit game, whatever they're called. I love them.
So you gotta imagine, we booked this thing called the Cube. So it was just this white room, nothing else, and a white cube in the middle, and that's it. So you're already like, what the F did I get myself into?
How do they keep that clean? First question.
I don't know. I'm not asking. It was very clean. We had to all wear gloves. We had to all wear shoe covers as well.
Now we know how they keep it clean. Yeah.
That helps. So maybe that's kind of like disinfected on the shoe sole, and you like gotta clean for them. But like the first thing we've done was so funny. So you have an hour to solve the riddle. The riddles you don't even know you have to solve, because they don't tell you what are those riddles. So went in, and the first thing we've done, we touched like every part.
It's like those IKEA cupboards.
It opens.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, like in the first few minutes, like a couple doors already opened for us, and we're like, wow. And then we had to solve the riddles. But I don't want to get too deep into it because it's a long story, but it was very fun. It was like really interesting. I love those escape games.
They're really good.
I love how I wonder how they come up with those, because you got to be very smart to think like, how are people thinking? What would be the next move, and how would they, like within like a short time period of an hour or an hour or two, what would be the next move? I don't know.
Did we? I feel like a couple of years ago we thought that while living on Phillip Island needs an escape room, and we wanted to. It was something on our business list, probably
for sure.
But thank God we didn't.
You know what, Tina? There should be an episode where we talk about all our business ideas that failed. They didn't fail. We just never started them.
No.
Like one failed. Of them. Oh, well, they didn't fail. We couldn't give them much time and energy to proceed. And then maybe our target group was not really interested. Different now. But yeah, that was the escape game. That was really nice. Like we had so much fun. And like
I've been to a couple, and some of them are scary. So we had like, dolls falling from the ceiling. No. And some are just, not so scary.
I just remember, Tina, do you remember that thing on Phillip Island? Not the maze, amazing, what's it called again? Amazing Things, which had like this scary dark part where you could go through, and then people would scare you. Yeah. And all these little children would walk in like this, and we were like, let's do it too. And Tina and I opened the curtain. It was just pitch black, and we're like, nah.
But let me tell you, we have a real life story that was quite freaky.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why we were a bit like, no. So we were.
You mean Spain?
Yes.
Oh God.
What was it, like our last year of high school? In Germany you go on a big trip with like the whole class. And I think we were a group of 6-7 that day, and we went into Barcelona to do a bit of sightseeing. And then I don't know, that one group wanted to go to the soccer stadium, and what the hell did we want to do? We wanted to go home.
We just wanted to stay. No, actually,
to the cathedral.
We went to the Familia Cathedral, and it was the three of us, and we just wanted to stay a bit longer. There was a friend of us
there as well. So then we were on
such a good story.
On our way home. So good. We went to the train station, obviously everything in Spanish. I don't think there was much like in German or English written anyway. Everything in Spanish. So we asked the lady that worked there at the train station. She was like, yeah, okay, just get this train, and it's going to take you straight back. And I think we already said 100% we're taking the wrong train. And we did.
It felt weird. It felt off. But then the guy or the girl said to us, like, just take that train. It will take you back. We had to go to Lloret de Mar, just a little side note.
Which is what, an hour or so away from Barcelona? I think it's roughly an hour. Not sure.
It was a bit longer, I think. But anyways, we made it a bit longer than we needed to.
Also, I think on the way to Barcelona did not... No. Oh, no. Okay, no. Anyway, I think our friends, when they got home they were taking the right train home, but they had someone
jumping in front of it.
On the rail, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So they were delayed too. But
our
anyway.
our story is a bit more exciting. At one point we realized that we had to go towards the ocean, but we realized we were just going inland, and we're like, yeah, no, something is
There
off.
were mountains all of a sudden. I remember sitting in the train, we were like, why are there mountains? We have to be, the train should take us along the coastline. Why are there mountains? But we
Oh my
didn't
God,
think
this
about
story.
it. Just like,
So it was 2010, right?
Mhm.
11 years ago.
2010,
Wow. And then, so we decided to get off the train, and we were, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Like it
there
was,
was like, it's not a single, there was one single person on that train station.
there was.
A drug-filled German, which is so odd.
Yes.
Like, it was like in the middle of Spain, nowhere else to be found, just this tiny abandoned train station in the dark. It was like, I think it was like 10 p.m. or something, because we only found out that that was the last train.
Oh yeah,
that
of
would
course.
go
Like
that day.
that's every good horror movie. Like you
And
missed
you
the
gotta
last
know,
train.
you need to know it's like important information. It was like a sunny day that day. So we were all wearing tiny hot pants,
Yeah, shorts,
flip-flops.
yes.
And just, it was like in the middle of a forest, in the dark. We did not know
Let's
where
just say
we
we
were.
were
And
not
no one spoke
prepared for
English.
hiking. No.
I remember, there was a security guy on that station, and we asked him if he could like help us. Then he ordered us a taxi, and he was like,
Did he order us, or did we call
chicas.
the hotel and ask them to get us a taxi? So now the thing also is that train station was, we didn't even find our way out of the train station. It sounds really weird, but it's like the train station had like an underground I think stairs leading underground, and then like, but it was not obvious, especially not if you don't know the area. Like it was not obvious, so we didn't even know. And there 100% there was a bus station. We just didn't know, and no one told us.
We went through the forest though. We tried to walk because there was no bus
then
station.
We tried to walk.
Someone told us to walk through the forest.
And we walked straight towards the forest. Like, here we are, horror movie. And
you gotta know, we were 18 years old.
Yeah.
And like walking through the forest, but I think it took like a minute, and I screamed because there was like a little plastic bag moving, and we were like,
which I had a plastic bag in my pocket, and I pulled it out, and you started yelling, and you're like, yeah,
I screamed already. It like, was so we're not doing scary. This. And then the security guy called the cab for us, called the taxi.
So we got an Uber. No, we got a cab. And then we finally knew how to get out of this train station. So I'm like, why did he not tell us that before? Anyway. And didn't it cost us like, in Europe or so, when you call the cab, maybe it's the same everywhere, you already pay a certain fee to get in. Like, what is it? I don't know, maybe like in Germany you used to be like fee, whatever, or 250 or so. And I feel like it started at like what, 15 euros 13? Already?
Yeah, it was something like, we were like,
a lot of money at that. Like,
and we only had $50.
Yeah. We only had 50 euros on us as well. All three of us together.
So then he took us. He was like, I think we only had 50 euro cash because we all had card. Maybe yes. I don't know. We only had 50 euro cash. I remember our friend had the money. And he was driving. The taxi driver was driving like a maniac. I know we were all scared.
But it was like hilly, up and down, up and down, up and down, and
and down. And we were like, where? And
we wanted to walk this way.
We wanted to walk. So we were like, okay, we should get somewhere to a bus station, because we remembered that there was a bus going from Lorette to Lorette. But as we went on, we looked at is it called the transmitter? It said like, it went on and on and on. It was like closely getting to the 15. We were like still in the middle of nowhere, and we had no money. So at one point we were like, can you just drop us off here because we have no money? And I think it was kind of close to the bus station. But of course, as the story went on, there were no buses to be found. There were buses that would go at that point of the night. I think by then it was probably like midnight.
And also very important,
what should we do?
In Spain, it's not allowed to hitchhike.
You can actually get arrested for hitchhiking. So we were like, you got to know, middle of nowhere, it was kind of like a freeway kind of situation.
Yeah,
it was more like a freeway.
Yeah.
It was pretty busy, loads of cars, no walking path for anyone, 18 years old girls. And we were like, what should we do? Well, let's walk home. So we walked along the freeway, which is crazy. Thinking about it now, we're like, how so
in our
flip-flops / thongs.
flip-flops,
we're still wearing those hot pants.
Did we have any drinks? I think we had
No,
one bottle of water.
I can't
even.
remember. I think we shared water, yeah. And like there was like the sandy path on the side of the sea road, obviously, because it wasn't made for anyone to walk on. And we walked. And you know what? There was police driving by.
Yes.
There were a lot of tourist buses driving by. And do you think anyone stopped? Because we clearly
look
like locals. Like, and we were scared to be arrested. Was it at one point we walked past like a strip club or some sort, like something like that, and we were like, oh well, we're looking the part, we should just walk past it because
maybe we just go and dance a bit, get a bit of money, and just get another cab. We should have done that.
Yeah, we should have done that. Should have danced and just got some. But yeah, I think. And the story.
We also walked past a bus station. We were like, okay, how long are we gonna walk? Is there gonna be a bus? I don't know. I didn't have a timetable.
True.
So we kept walking, and I feel like 200 meters later, the bus drove past us, and the bus driver was waving at us. Yeah, it did say on the sign
there would be no buses, and we believed it. Because we're Germans, we are efficient, we believe everything that someone says on the sign.
Yeah.
We trust the signs. And then we were like, let's walk. Let's just keep walking. And then the bus drove by. We're like, what? So nothing worked out for us that night. But I think at the end of the
3 hours.
We walked for 4 hours.
And what were we listening to? Your awesome playlist?
Oh, I can't remember. What did we listen to?
Yeah, what did we listen to? Like
multiple songs.
Oh,
we tried to make the most out of that situation.
Boy band songs for sure. Like
some boy band songs. We had a really good time, but I think we made it back like at 4 a.m. We arrived at the beach in Lorette. Everyone was waiting for us. So we were like,
but then we realized that our friends, the other group of friends, wasn't home yet because again, someone jumped in front of the train.
No, they were home, but they only arrived like an hour before us, and everyone was like, where are the girls? And they were like, what do you mean? Like, it took us so long because someone jumped in front of our train. What do you mean the girls are not home yet? They're not back yet? And everyone was like, are you crazy? You left the girls by yourself. And you got to know the other group were mostly men. So they were all like, why did you leave the girls behind? And we only arrived.
But we made it. We surprisingly did not die. And I remember our friend always saying, oh, I can already smell the ocean. And we're like, we must be very close. Because our hotel was very near the ocean, so we must be super close, and it still took us 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think like from the beginning in the forest, she was like, I think I can smell the ocean. We must be very close. And then like 2 hours later, I think I still smell the ocean. We must be really close. I'm like, no, we're not. Still mountains here.
It was the best story, and it was funny afterwards.
It was so funny. It's so funny, but like looking back,
scary. But it was good.
Looking back, I would never, like now I wouldn't do that. But like, God, it was funny. So funny. But
end of the story, don't believe the staff that works at the train station.
Don't believe the stuff. Yeah, but the thing is, Tina and I have multiple stories like this. We should do like a whole episode.
God, we never learned. We never
learned, but like, those are the best stories. Always the best stories to tell, like stories where you nearly got killed. I mean,
of course, 100%. Well, if it was in a good way, obviously, but
so funny. But I feel like because we're nearly hitting the hour mark, I want to know how your week went, and I think then we can recap because I
think I talked about my week already. I mean,
the whole like thinking about setting your boundaries was like.
That pretty much has been the main thing.
Yeah, well, that's good though. It's an important thing to talk about. I don't know. Do we want to do the 100 statements questions thingy and then wrap up? I guess.
Yeah. If that's what you want to do, if you want to.
I mean, it's 54. And we could obviously go on, but this episode would be 3 hours long, and no one watches that, so no one listens to 3 hours.
So, I show you. Can you see that? It says
today I will
overflow with kindness.
Today I will overflow with kindness. You know what, Tina? Kindness to yourself.
I just wanted to say the same thing. Boom! High five.
High five.
Yes, that was great.
Probably really bad. I will make it work in the cut. Okay. That would be so funny. Okay. No, but great.
Yeah,
That's true. It sums it up pretty well, huh?
so kindness to others, but also to ourselves. But, you know, I always say like kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Even yourself.
That's it.
Even yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because we tend to be more strict with ourselves, and we always preach to kill others with kindness, but we should do the same to us. Like, it sounds weird, but like it should just be it.
I'm not going to need a therapy session this week. That's great.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's what the podcast is about to be. Like, it's supposed to be about. I mean, like the postcard. No, the podcast is supposed to be about like a healing session for the both of us, where we can just talk our thoughts and just explore them, dive deep into them, and understand them.
Yeah, and have some funny stories from our past. Oh my god!
Oh, love it. I always love diving back into a path, but like. Yeah, I think that's episode number 3.
And we also we also went to the club afterwards. Like, that's how fit we were. We went to the club and then we just kept dancing all night or all morning long.
We walked like 1,000 miles at least that day. We walked for hours. We nearly died back in Spain, by the way, for those that got lost now. And we arrived like at 3 a.m. at the beach, and we're like, let's go to a club. Let's go dance.
Did we not calculate afterwards how many kilometers we actually walked?
I think it was like...
And it was like nothing?
Quite a lot.
Oh,
no, it was quite a lot. Yeah, I think it was really a lot.
I would have liked to see that on a map, and we're probably
if we walked for like 3 hours, that would have been quite a lot. And we're not like slow paced walkers.
No, we're not. Oh, good memories.
Good memories. You see, but this keeps the happiness flowing to diving back.
Yes, 100%.
Old memories. So do that sometimes. Maybe let this be a lesson today. Dive back into old memories.
Don't make happiness a thing on your to-do list.
Don't make happiness a thing on your to-do list. Prioritize yourself first. You see. Done.
Kill yourself with kindness. First. Don't kill yourself
with kindness. But it's so funny. We always talk about how we should kill everyone with kindness, but then we are the most strict when it comes to ourselves. We don't have boundaries. We're like, so we should apply this to our own life first. Put yourself first, and then worry about everything else. And Tina, ask for help and accept help. Okay. And that's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it from
episode
us.
Number
Christmas
3.
Tree. Merry Christmas.
Oh, wait. By the time this is up, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yay. We are going to see each other on Christmas Day, Boxing Day.
Any other day of this week. But then again.
Any other day. Yeah.
When are we back? The second day?
We are back on the 26th. We're going to record on the 26th.
Yes.
Because
so you get another
Christmas and everything is happening.
New Year's Eve.
No, I think the new episode is This is going to go up exactly before New Year's.
So if you want to spend your New Year's Eve with us, you can.
4th episode. And thank you, Tina. That was lovely.
Thank you for always listening and being my rock.
I'm glad that we can talk about everything. So thank you for talking to me about everything. So that
find yourself a friend that you can talk to about those kind of things as well, because then you save money on a therapist.
But there might be people out there who don't have any friends, but there's people online you can talk to. There's different platforms. There's even therapists online now you can talk to. So there's so much help. Just get yourself the help you need, and let this be the main takeaway. And drink some water. Drink water.
Drink your water.
And
sleep and drink water.
Next week.
Yes.
We see you next week.
Take care. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.